Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video about rate of change. Today we're going to study a powerful strategy based on this indicator and how to automate your backtesting. Let's go. Okay, here's the table of contents for the video. Let's start with the ROC formula. First, you need to know that the rate of change is a momentum oscillator that shows the market's momentum and helps you spot bubbles and trend reversals before they happen. About the formula, don't worry, I'll keep it very simple. ROC equals this small equation, where P is the current price of your asset, and P0 is the price from a few periods ago. Basically, it measures the percentage change between the current price and the price a certain number of periods ago, like for example, a year ago. Okay, let's see how to implement the rate of change in your strategy. The common interpretation of this indicator is that if ROC is positive, meaning higher than 0, we're in bullish momentum. On the other hand, if ROC is below 0, it's bearish momentum. Based on this, we can implement this long strategy. We buy if the 1-year ROC is positive for at least 2 days. This helps limit noise and irrelevant signals, making sure ROC stays positive. We exit this long position when a short signal comes. For the short strategy, we go short if the 1-year ROC is negative for at least 2 days. And we exit when a long signal comes, or after a bubble. Important. This strategy is very risky, so please set a stop loss of maximum 6%, and every exit implies opening the opposite position on the next candle. Alright, let's analyze speculative bubble. You should know that the rate of change is very useful for spotting bubbles. It's actually one of the best indicators for that. So how can we identify bubbles? On the stock market, if the rate of change is higher than 40 for at least 1 week, it means we're in a bubble. On the crypto markets, this value is 180 for at least 1 week. Let's see an example. On this Bitcoin chart, we can see that the ROC was higher than 180. That means we were in a bubble. And see what happened here? The ROC crossed back below the threshold of 180. When the indicator crosses back below this level, we can anticipate the end of the bubble and a return to the real value of the asset. So you can open a short position right here, and as we can see, we avoided big losses. Plus, we earned 22%. Let's see how to automate the backtesting of this strategy. You can do it with a TradingView script that I created. To find the script, please go to this link. We land on this page, and here we have the open source script about the rate of change strategy. We have the chart right here, the strategy report feature, and the source code of the script. If I scroll down, we can see the full description of the strategy with parameters, long conditions, short conditions, risk management, money management, and so on. To use the script, you just click on this button, Use on Chart. Then we have this page opening. Before analyzing the strategy results, let's carefully choose the parameters. We click on Settings, and we can see that the ROC length is 365 because we want to look at the 1-year change. The ROC bubble signal is 180 because we're on the Bitcoin chart, which is a cryptocurrency. For risk management, we have a maximum loss of 6% per trade. Here we set money management, and here we choose the backtesting period. So let's backtest until today. Okay, our chart is updated, so we can now analyze the strategy results by clicking on Strategy Tester. Here we see that the total profit and loss is huge. It's more than 4,000%. The maximum drawdown is 33%, so it's a very risky strategy. And the total trades taken is 35. Here you have your equity curve. Looking at performance, we see that we currently have an open position with 27% profit. We can see that we made money with both long positions and short positions, with more than 350% profit on shorts. Here we have the gross profit, gross losses, commissions paid, and so on. We also have a trade analysis feature right here. We can find the number of winning trades and losing trades, the percentage profitable, the average P&L per trade. And here we have the risk performance ratios. Our Sharpe ratio is quite low, but the Sortino ratio is okay. The profit factor is insane. It's 8.7. Finally, we have the full list of trades we opened. We can see the last trade had a profit of 52%. And if we scroll down, we can spot some losses. But they never exceed 6% thanks to our stop loss. Of course, you can adjust the parameters to test your own strategy. All right, now we are going to study an example on the stock market. Let's analyze the strategy on the S&P 500. About the parameters, we are still looking at the annual ROC, but we changed the bubble signal to 40 because we're looking at stocks. The maximum stop loss is 6%, and we backtest from 2015 until today. Okay, let's see the strategy tester feature. We earned 116%, which is correct. The max drawdown is 17%, also acceptable. The profitable trades are only 30%, so we can do better. Looking at performance, we see that long trades are very profitable, but the strategy doesn't work for short trades. So we can, for example, adjust the strategy to only take long signals and ignore short ones. When we click on trade analysis, we see that the percentage profitable is below 30%, and that's because of the short trades. On the risk-performance ratios, we have a profit factor higher than 2, so the strategy is tradable. The long factor is very good, but we clearly lose money on short trades. Here we also have the full list of trades, and once again, the maximum loss is 6% as expected. What I want to show you here is how the strategy predicted the 2022 bear market. We saw that the S&P 500 was in a bubble for several years. Look at this level. The ROC crossed back below 40. So we opened a short position and anticipated a reversal. As we see, the strategy gave us a profitable trade of more than 17% during the crisis. It was a very beautiful trade, which signaled the end of the bubble. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I hope the rate of change has no secrets left for you, and I'll see you soon for the next video.